There's Jesus. He's talking to his followers. He's telling them small stories that we call parables. The stories will be of everyday things. But in those stories is a bigger story of the kingdom of God and how that kingdom will grow and grow. So let's listen to one of those stories now. Jesus told his followers that the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. A man plants a mustard seed in his field. Now the seed is certainly very tiny. Now from that tiny seed will come a leaf or two. Soon a twig with green shoots. The little twig will grow and grow. It's not long before the little tree becomes a much bigger tree. And then one day, that tiny seed will grow to be a tall tree. The tree becomes the biggest plant in all the garden, and wild birds will make their nests in its branches. And now Jesus will tell another story. In this story, Jesus is talking about the kingdom of heaven being like yeast. And the woman mixes in a big bowl the flour and the yeast. And she mixes and mixes, and the yeast goes through all the flour, and then she will see that little bit of yeast will make the dough rise. Oh dear, I think I can hear lots of clattering and banging in the kitchen. Oh, I better see what Snappy's up to. Oh, there's Snappy. I see you have your apron on, Snappy. Now, have you washed your paws? Now we're going to take a little bit of yeast and a little bit of sugar and put them in the pot. In goes the warm water. We wait a little while and look, the yeast is working. It's going very bubbly. So let's put that in with the flour, shall we? There we are, Snappy. Mix it all up well, and then we must leave the yeast to work, and we'll let it rise. Oh dear, Snappy, you did get into rather a mess, didn't you? Let's have a look at the dough now, shall we? And see if it's risen. Oh yes, it's risen very well, hasn't it? Now we're going to put that in the oven to bake. There we are, Snappy. Let's just get you all tidied up. That's better, isn't it? So you can see, Snappy, how that tiny little mustard seed and a very little bit of yeast grew and grew and grew. And now we have your lovely loaf of bread. Doesn't that smell lovely? We'll make you a sandwich later, I think, Snappy. So you see how God's kingdom started in a very small way with Jesus and a few followers. Now it has grown to be so big that everywhere you go in the world, you will find people who love and follow Jesus. So let's say goodbye from Snappy and the Bible people until next time.